Okay, hey guys, what's up? It's me, JaxHacker here. As you can probably tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about my first fist fight. Now, this is what happened. Well, I was at a water balloon fight, you know. There was Ceridan there, and Ceridan was over there, filling up those water balloons like a beast, and there's this girl who liked Ceridan that was behind him, had all the balloons and crap, and was making them and all this stuff. And then my sister was there. And the reason I was there was because, well, my sister was there, obviously. So, what she wanted to do was she was going to be playing water balloons with this guy that she liked. And she was going to use that as a way of flirting. I don't know how. I don't know why. It just, yeah. So, we're in the parking lot, right? And we were there, people were throwing balloons at each other. We were going all beast mode on everybody. And then all of a sudden I see the guy, him, run around the corner. He zoomed right around that corner like it was nobody's business. He was running away from my sister. And she saw that and she just zoomed right past everybody, right on after him. And just left me there, in the parking lot. And I was like, okay, I'm all alone now against these guys. And so I was just there, and I was like, okay, cool. So, but then I turned and looked at the guys, and they did not have that fun water balloon look anymore. They were giving me that glare, that let's fight glare, we're gonna take this guy down. And then all of a sudden their leader, who I'm gonna call Bob, just silently says, take him down. And at that point, I know I'm a smart guy. I ninja jumped out of there. I was jumping over cars and fucking zoomed myself to the apartments. I was zoom, 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 zoom. But I was also worried about my sister, so I was trying to look for her too while I was running. Now, I was running like hell's spawn, okay? And all I can say was my endurance level, it's extremely short. And it was running out quicker than a motherfucker. So, I had to do a little nosedive into a corner where there were some people who were moving in. There was this pillar that I was hiding behind. And I thought I was safe. I wasn't going, I was I was breathing really quietly. And there were people moving in right next to me, they were doing a lot of crap, and I'm okay, they're definitely not going to find me up in here. However, unluckily for me, this little kid who was with them walks up behind the pillar, sees me, and I dart around the other side of the pillar. I'm not even joking, I'm just gone out of that pillar. And then run right into the 4 other guys. 2 of them extremely muscular. Those 2 were holding me up. And then there was their leader, Bob, who was standing right in front of me. And he's like, now why are you trying to run away from me, huh? And the little kid was like, nobody runs away from Bob. You trying to mess with him? Nobody can run away from Bob. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to do any of this. And the guy's like, well, too late. Too late, nigga. Too late. And the guy goes to punch me, and I just, instinctively, I kick up the air. And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not dealing with this tonight. And I kicked his hand, and his hand flew back, and he was like, oh, fuck. And he's like, take care of him. He waves his hand at his 2 lackeys, he's like, just take care of him. And they were holding me up by my, the muscles that you used to flex with, and I flipped that over. I was like, bam, right in the face. I'm not kidding, I was like, bam, right in the face. And they instinctively went to grab their faces, and they were like, ow, my face, holy fuck. And then I, presumably, I don't know what happened, I did this weird-ass ninja trick. I took Bob, and I started, spinning him around. And I said, nobody fucking come near me. Nobody come near me or else. And so then I let go of Bob, and he freaking went spiraling at his two lackeys like, bam, like they were bowling pins. I'm not even lying. It was really awesome to see. But at that point, I was still thinking about my sister. So I ran up to her, and she's like, well, I found her over by the other parking lot, and she's like, oh, I'm going to go back to get more water balloons. And I'm like, whew, okay. So I start trying to make my way back there, like, I see her running back, and I'm trying to do little loop-de-loops so that these guys do not find me. So, and I'm presuming that I pissed them off beyond belief, considering it was 3-on-1. The little kid didn't really count. I just kind of left him there. Like, he was there like, Bob, oh my god, Bob. But I was gone by then. And so, I went back through the parking lot, because I figured the last place they would expect me is to be there. So, I'm walking through there, and I see this classmate of mine. Now, I'm going to call him Chris. Now, Chris is really fat, okay? Like, he's one of those fat, muscular guys. All of these people, I'm going to say it, all these people were black, okay? He was like that black, muscular guy. I was in 6th grade, and he was 16. And he's like, hey, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm going back that way. And he's like, no, you ain't. You're staying here, so my buddies can deal with you. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I start walking away. And then he starts chasing after me, and he grabs my arm. And I, spin around and punch him straight in the face and do a little spin kick. Like, one of those judo kicks to the face again. I kick him one other time in the stomach. And then I start to spin him again. I don't know why I like spinning so much, but it happened. And that actually became one of my moves for whenever I'm in trouble. So I started spinning him around, and when I got enough velocity, I just threw him, just toss. He just started rolling down. You could see him spinning around like he was some kind of boomerang, except he wasn't coming back. He was flying down through the parking lot. He went past the parking lot, and then he landed right up against the wall and just fell to the ground, and I just walked back. I walked back. I saw Sarah, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Thought you were still playing with your freaking water balloons and shit. And I'm like, I'm going home. I suggest you all go home too. I am not dealing with this anymore. I am out. And that is my story of how I got into a fight. Now, the aftermath of this ended up with me having a few red bruises on me, but they healed in no time. And the other stuff, the bad thing that happened was I could not go into that apartment complex again. The guy Bob, he was a gang leader or something, and he was constantly watching for me. Constantly. Making sure, trying to figure out where the heck I was. And Raven, who knew Bob, was thought I lived in that apartment complex, which I didn't. And so they were constantly looking for me in that apartment complex, when in fact I lived at the one that was next to them. So, never went back there again. Anyways, nobody else was hurt except for the people I decimated. So, that's about it. See you guys later.